Hey everybody, it's Logan Smith here, and I am home in Nashville, and we got a bunch of snow last night. So I am home, bored, nothing to do, and thought I would make a video and show you guys how to make cream cheese biscuits. I did a Facebook post talking about that I was going to have a cookbook coming out sometime this year, and I figured why not make a recipe that's going to be in the book and share it with you guys. So today, I don't have a proper name for this, but at home we call these cream cheese biscuits. So that's what we're going to make for you today. So what we're going to do, we're just going to start with a block of cream cheese and put it here in the mixer. And then I've already made this a little easier for me and to show you guys. Then we have a cup of powdered sugar we're going to pour in there. And that stuff is by all means can be a disaster, so be easy with that. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just basically going to make a cream cheese filling for these biscuits. So I'm going to mix this up and we'll be right back in just a second. All right, y'all, so we got all this mixed up here, and this was a Christmas gift. I've never had a KitchenAid, so this is fun, a lot more easier. But anyway, so we have the mixture here in this bowl. Like I said, it's a block of cream cheese, a cup of powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're just going to dip this out onto, and I've put wax paper on just a baking sheet. And so we're just going to try to make these all the same size. Sometimes it's not the easiest to do. But we're going to make, this is just, I think, a 1-inch cookie scoop. It may be a 2-inch, but I think it's a 1-inch. And so we're just going to make these cream cheese mixture right here. Growing up at home, we had these every Christmas morning. And so this recipe is, our family loves these. But back then it was a little easier. We just did, my mom, the recipe started with my mama. I have no idea where she got it from. But she made these one time and the entire family fell in love with them. So it used to just be a hunk of cream cheese in the middle. If you want to do a really easy version of this, you can make them that way. We just did cream cheese in the middle. So we just kind of split a block into 10 squares or so and just put a hunk of cream cheese in the middle of our biscuit. And I'll tell you all about what kind of biscuit and all that to use here in just a little bit. But yeah, Christmas morning we would get up and we would make these, and my word, this was just as good as the presents. Getting up to these, and my mom would make sausage balls, and we always had a great time at home growing up during the holidays. And my parents just moved into a new home, so holidays were different for us this year, but in a really good way. Everybody was together and we had a great time. But so we're almost done doing this here, and you never know how many this is going to make. I'm going to say around 12, maybe 12 of these cream cheese balls here. But I'm using canned biscuits. It's just buttermilk Grand's biscuits. And so obviously those come 8 to a pack. So you're going to have a couple of these left over that you can do whatever you'd like to with, or I'm not going to give you good instructions on how to store them, but you can put them in a little container and save these for the next time you make them, and I guess just leave them in the freezer. They should be fine, and because you want these very solid, that's the reason we're freezing them. So I actually got about 13 out of this. So, 3, 6, 9, 12. No, we got 12. Sorry, can't count. We have 12 here. And so we're going to put these in the freezer and let these get really solid, and then we'll be back in just a little bit and we'll make the rest of these. Hey everybody, we're back. So what I've done in the last couple of hours, you guys saw me put the cream cheese mixture balls in the freezer. So those have been in there roughly 2 hours. They should be done. So I'm going to get those out, and then we'll finish up this recipe, y'all. The hard part, the most time-consuming part, it's already done. This does not take long at all. So normally I like Grand's, the butter tasting biscuits. Definitely do not use flaky because they'll just fall apart. So for this recipe, do not use the flaky if you want it to turn out right. So in one bowl I have just a whole stick of melted butter. And then in this bowl here I'm putting a cup of sugar and roughly a tablespoon of cinnamon. You can put as much as you'd like. I like a decent ratio of cinnamon and sugar. Try to get it somewhat balanced. So to me, this is what I like the best. It's not too spicy from the cinnamon, but you definitely get the flavor. So there's that. So we have this. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one of these biscuits and we're going to flatten it out to, I don't know, it's not that big, but just enough to get this cream cheese mixture in there and for it to close properly. So I'm gonna grab a spoon out of here. We're gonna get these mixtures up. It'll be a little sticky, but that's okay. We'll put it in the middle of this biscuit. And we're just gonna close this the best we can. I just go around and pinch all the way. Just make sure the biscuit is good sealed. Then we're gonna roll it in the melted butter. And then put it in the cinnamon and sugar. I'm gonna grab another spoon and cover this really well. And it's ready to go in the pan. And one of the coolest things about this recipe is you can make the cream cheese mixture, you can make this stuff the night before and put it in the freezer, leave it all night, and then the next day you don't have to worry about waiting and stalling when you're ready for one of these cream cheese biscuits. A lot of people compare these to, if you've ever been to Taco Bell and you get those little Cinnabon Delights, it's kind of like homemade Cinnabon Delights, it's basically. But I don't, like I told you earlier, I don't have a proper name for these. It's just, we've always called them cream cheese biscuits at our house. So if you have a good name for these, by all means, drop them in the comments. And I'd love to hear what you think about them. If you make these, by all means, please comment and tell me what you think about them. So, like I said, I'm home, nothing else to do. And when you're stuck at home, you can always eat and share stories. And you guys have been kind enough to follow me all these years. And so it's fun to get to do something other than be on a stage and for you to see what we get to do at home. So we live normal lives, and this is fun to get to do. And in my free time, this is what I do. I love cooking. So I'm going to stop the video. I'm going to finish these up, and then we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, just till they're good and golden brown. And when we get done with them, I pull them out of the oven. We'll do one more video and show you what the inside looks like. So thank y'all for watching this. All right, so we're back and the biscuits are done. So we're going to try one here. I actually ended up baking these 22, 23 minutes at 15. They were nowhere near done, so just overlooked that from the last little clip here. So we're going straight to the middle. We want to get some of this filling here. So you can see the inside of it. And this is going to be really hot, but we're going to do this. Perfect. So there you go. Cream cheese biscuits. Sorry for talking about a mouthful. I will post the recipe along with this video. And thank y'all so much for watching it, and we'll see you next week.